something I've become a lot more aware of is I make people uncomfortable because I want to see them do good. I make people uncomfortable because I want to see them grow. I make people uncomfortable because I know that they can do better and I want to see them do better for themselves. Not change for me, not do it because I want you to, but I want you to want to be the best version of yourself. And that's uncomfortable because growth requires you to leave what you're familiar with and go into something that is unknown. It requires you to get off the couch and go to the gym. It requires you to stop scrolling and read a book. It requires you to stop watching TV and go to trade school or do that training program or do whatever it is that is going to help you to better your life. It requires you to put down the soda and pick up the water. And I'm not saying that people have to be perfect. I'm not at all. I'm not saying that I hold people to an unrealistic standard. I'm saying that I want to see them do well. And when I see that in somebody, I tell them, hey, like, you should make a YouTube channel about this. You should make content about this. You should do these things. And let me correct this, because when I say the word should, I'm not saying like, you should get up and do this. No, that's not how I mean it. I mean the word should as in like this could help you. This could benefit you. This could make your life better. And it's not even just when I say it. It's like being around me can do this to people. I remember it wasn't many years ago, but a period of time ago, I'm going to make this very vague. I was talking to a family member, and they mentioned that they wanted to make more money. So I started going down the list of like, hey, what are you good at? What is your past job experience? What are you interested in? What skills and abilities do you have? What knowledge do you have? Do you have any like certificates or trainings or this or this or that? And they were telling me. And I said, well, the trade school is hiring. Well, they're not hiring exactly, but there was a program where they will literally pay for you to go to school, train you, and hand you a job. Like they will hand you a job fresh out of trade school. And he was like, no, but that's going to take too long and this and this and this and that and this and this and that. And I just got fed up and stopped talking to them about it because it's like, you can want to see somebody grow. You can want to help them. You can give them the tools and the resources, but if they don't want to do it, you can't make them. And sometimes you have to love a person. So you have to love a person and allow them to stay where they are. Because if you force someone to do something, even if it's good for them, that is going against their autonomy. Like it's not respecting them by trying to make them get better. Now, of course, there are things where like somebody needs you to give them that push. Like if someone's, an alcoholic or whatnot, they might need you to push them to go and get counseling or support for that. But the reason why people feel so uncomfortable growing is it's uncomfortable. It's different. I'm not familiar with this. Like I'm not used to this. It's outside of my norm. It's unfamiliar. It's a different environment. It's different habits. It's different people. It's different foods. It's different. And different can be scary. But what's even more scary is when you are on a path that you know is not good for you and you see where you're going to end up and you don't get off. That's what's real scary. What's real scary is going to your grave knowing I could have done better. Going to your grave with a whole lot of I could have, I should have. Man, if I could go back, I would have. But you can't go back. You can't. All you can do is learn from your past and make better decisions in the present so that our future will be better. And that starts with taking accountability. It starts with not pointing the finger. It starts with saying, like, okay, yes, things happen to me. Like, that is true. I went through these things. And of course, there are some people who go through some real traumatic things. And I don't say this to minimize your pain. I don't say this to, like, invalidate that. You know, feel how you feel. Get whatever counseling, whatever support, whatever recovery. Do what you need to do to heal and manage your mental health in a healthy way. Of course, like, handle that. But it also starts with taking accountability for the past happened, but my future is in my hands. I cannot point the finger at anyone or anything else. I have to say, what is in my control is in my control. I will do what I can with what I've got, with what's in my control. I can't control the economy. I can't control the weather. I can't control any of that. But what I can control is my thoughts, my behavior, my actions. I can control that. I can control me. And if I want to get better, I have to get better. If I want to get in good shape, I have to go and do the workout. I have to change the food I eat. I have to change the stuff I drink. I have to change who I'm around. I have to change myself to be better for myself. I have to do it. And it's not to say that, you have to be someone else and change who you are. That it's not like that. It's saying, if I want to make improvement, I have to get rid of the things that are holding me back. And unfortunately, a lot of times, these are going to be people. A lot of times, like the saying, birds of a feather flock together, you got to change the flock. You got to change who you're flying with. I have never seen an eagle flying with a goose. I have never seen a crow flying with a swan. I have never seen a duck flying with a peacock. You got to figure out, who do I want to be? In this life, what impact do I want to have? When I get put in the ground, I'm saying this, I'm 20 years old, but hopefully this doesn't happen for a really long time. Hopefully I make it to like 110 years old and I just, am an old man and I die in my sleep on a rocking chair. Hopefully that's how I go out. But regardless of how it happens, when I get put in the ground, people are going to say, Lawrence went for that. Lawrence did something. Lawrence stood for something. Yeah, he wasn't perfect. He had his flaws. He did some stuff that wasn't the most admirable. But nobody is perfect. But Lawrence did the best he could with what he had. Lawrence said, you know what? When I was 15 years old, I ain't had no fancy camera. I ain't had no fancy mic or the ring light or nothing. But you know what I did have? I had an iPhone. I went out in the park. I set my phone up on a rock. I hit record and I hit post. And I was doing that off the iPhone. Yeah, the videos were messy. Yeah, I was saying every 5 seconds. But I did what I could with what I had. When I didn't have the office, when I didn't have the people who are like in my network now, when I wasn't on all the podcasts, when I wasn't doing all this cool stuff, when I wasn't flying around the country, I said I have a dream and an iPhone and I'm going to start. Yeah, people looking at me crazy when I'm outside talking into my phone, but let them look. Yeah, I was going to school and people were straight up saying like, yo, Lawrence, why'd you making these videos? Because I am. Yeah, people saying, who do you think you are? I don't think I'm anything. I know who I am. Yeah, I'm getting hate comments. Yeah, this is happening. But guess what? I'm going to show up regardless. Yeah, it's uncomfortable when I'm going to the gym and I was real skinny and I feel like people looking at me and they judging. But I'm going to show up regardless. Let them judge. Let them judge. Let them think what they're going to think. Because I know when I'm thinking, when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking, Lawrence, how am I going to make today a good day? Lawrence, what video am I going to make today? Lawrence, what value am I going to put out into the world today? Lawrence, how are we going to help, change the future of our family? Yeah, I don't got the millions in my bank account right now. Yeah, I don't have all the fancy stuff right now. But guess what I do have? A life I'm proud of. And how did I make that happen? I took accountability for what is in my control. I can't change what happened to me. I can't change the stuff I've been through, but I get to decide where I'm going. I get to decide what am I going to do today. I get to decide how am I going to spend my money. What am I going to do? What choices am I going to make to put myself in position to be the quarterback of my life? What position am I going to play? And I want you to ask yourself that. What position are you going to play? Are you just going to be on the sidelines being the water boy? Are you just going to be on the sidelines, being a cheerleader? And I'm not talking down the water boy in the cheerleader office. I'm not talking down on it. I'm just saying, are you going to get on that court and play the game? Or are you just going to sit on the sidelines? And this is how I talk. Like, this is just how I am with people. I want to see people do good. When I see people doing good, when I see people getting achievements, when I see people winning, I don't feel jealous. I feel excited. I love when I see people winning. When I see somebody winning, it makes me feel like I'm winning. It makes me feel inspired because I'm seeing what's possible. There's just some guy, Wills Ellsworth. He plays music around Philadelphia. And, he's pretty known around here. He recently got an article with the Philadelphia Tribune. Yesterday, I was walking down the street, and I ran into him, and I was like, yo, I saw your article. Keep it up, man. I'm proud of you. I've been seeing you around for years. Like, I'm loving it. Stay consistent. I saw your documentary, and I'm just hyping him up because I know how it feels when you waking up and you putting in work every single day. And I feel like inspired when I see people achieving stuff because it shows me what's possible. It makes me feel good to know that it is possible. And when I'm around people and I see potential in them, I see they got that seed in them. I see that they have an idea. I see that they have something in them. I want to see you blossom. Not because it's going to benefit me. No, I don't want you to do that for me. I want you to do it for you. I want you to do it for you. I want you to make your life better for you. I want you to win for you. I want you to win. And that's scary to most people because to win means you have to play the game. And to play the game means you gotta grow. And what that looks like is getting off the couch and going to the gym. What that looks like is changing the food you eat. What that looks like is reading some books. What that looks like is going to trade school or college or studying or starting that business or whatever. And the craziest part is this is the easiest time to do it. We got YouTube, we got TikTok, we got Google, we got Instagram. You cannot say, I don't know how. We got YouTube. You can learn anything on YouTube. I don't know how to fix my tire. YouTube. I don't know how to change my plumbing. YouTube. Now, of course, I'm not saying you should try and, fix the whole piping in your house off YouTube. I'm just using that as an example. I don't know how to cook. YouTube. I don't know how to bake a cake. YouTube. I don't know where the nearest Planet Fitness is. Google. I don't know how to start. It's people who will teach you for free. The excuse of I don't know how, we got to stop saying that. Yeah, I don't know how, but I'm going to go learn. And, well, I don't know, I don't have the time. I don't have the time unless you have like multiple children or you're a doctor. Okay, actually, you can't even say that because there's a guy in my gym who this man is like 74 and he has cancer and he's still coming to the gym. He's still in the gym. 74 years old with cancer. It's a guy in my gym who is blind. And he's still coming to the gym. It's people in there who have like multiple children still coming to the gym. It's people in there who it's this one girl who she got leukemia. She's still in the gym. Okay? And I'm not saying that like, you know, that I'm not trying to invalidate what you got going on, because I understand a lot of people, they dealing with stuff, and you know they real busy, like they working 2-3 jobs, they got 5 kids, they and like they really have a lot of stuff going on. I'm not talking down on that. What I'm saying is we gotta do what we can with what we got. Even then, right? Let's say, Lawrence, I actually don't have the time to go to the gym. I actually am like super busy. Like I actually have no time, right? Okay, let's say, right, you could work out in your house. You could do some push-ups in the morning and before you go to bed. You could walk around the block. You could get a treadmill in your house. It's stuff that we can do. Lawrence, I don't got time to, you know, sit down and read a book all day. Audio books. You can listen to it while you drive to work. You can listen to it at the gym. You can listen to it while you're going for a walk. You can listen to a book now. Lawrence, I don't have the money for the healthy food. Okay, that might be true, right? Right? You might not actually have the money for that. But what can we do, right? We could, instead of drinking the soda, we could drink the water. We could start there. We could get a job doing something. We could sell water bottles and use that money to get healthier food. And I'm not saying like you gotta go full vegan or something. I'm just saying instead of the Big Mac, we could find something different. Instead of the Sprite, we could drink water. I'm just saying, do what you can with what you got. And that looks different for everybody because, you know, different resources, different challenges, different medical things, different access and whatnot. But the point is this, right? If you want to make your life better, you got to start with you. And growth can feel uncomfortable, but the only way to get better is to do something different. If you want a different outcome, you got to change your inputs. 1 + 1 is 2. If you want 3, you got to change up your numbers. If you put meatloaf in the oven, but you want a cake, you got to change your ingredients. If you want to get better, you got to make that change. And sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it's scary, but you got to do what you got to do. And if you're anything like me and you've been wondering like, man, why do people just be feeling like I'm the villain? You're not the villain. A lot of people just don't want to grow. And being around you can make them feel like they're not doing enough, but it's not that. It's not you trying to change them. It's just you trying to like show them like, hey, you can achieve bigger, greater things. Not because I want you to, but because you have a gift inside of you that the world could benefit from. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, link is in the description for, you know, improving self-worth, confidence, mindset, all that sort of stuff. As well as if you're looking for a podcast guest or a speaker for your youth organization, you can contact me at lawrence@lawrencecharris.com. Have a good one.